Hey all, Jean Moncrief here. Welcome to this episode or this Facebook Live, streaming on YouTube as well. And if you can hear me, just kind of put a yes in the comments down below. Let me know that you can hear this all good. So this week's Facebook Live or this Facebook Live is all about the 1 hour work week. Now, before I get to what this 1 hour work week is all about, if you don't already know me, name's Jean Moncrief, as I said, and I work with business owners to help them create more valuable businesses, to create a business that is, when it comes time to sell, is valuable, and that in between that can run without you and takes away some of the frustration of running a business. And clients come to me or work with me because they want a business that can thrive without them, and someday they want to be able to sell that business. And this idea of the 1 hour work week is a sort of critical part of that. And let me start by asking you this. When you started your business, what was the purpose of your business? So even if you look at it now, what's the purpose of your business? And typically when I ask entrepreneurs or business owners that question, it's the answer is something like to give me the life I want. And when you break that down, it comes down to things like time, money, freedom. And you want more time to spend with your family, to go to the kids' soccer games and swimming practices, and to be able to spend time with family and friends, and basically to work to your own schedule. And you want the ability to make money, to write your own check, so to speak, and to own the house you want and the car you want and all those good things. And you want the freedom to work with people that you enjoy working with, and to be able to make some kind of dent in the universe, so to speak. The trouble is that most of us wake up somewhere along the line and we realize that we're really just trapped in our own businesses. We've created this monster that we've got to feed all the time, and we're stuck. And all the free time and the freedom and the money that we sort of set off to make is just more elusive than we could ever have thought. So the truth is that most owners don't in fact have companies or businesses. They simply have a job. Now, if you're feeling like that, you're not alone. And it's one of the most common challenges I encounter when talking to business owners. So the first step is to start looking at the first step to solving this problem is to start looking at your business as something that's completely separate from yourself. And it's very difficult to separate yourself from the business. It's kind of part of your identity. But if you want to create something valuable and something that runs and works without you, you have to go through this process of separating yourself from the business. And when you've done that, you're on your way to creating a place where you're on your way to a place where your business becomes very attractive to buyers and is able to function without you. And that brings me to the subject of this FB Live, which is that you can have a business that operates, or you can own a business where you only need to put in an hour a week. And before you kind of hang up and you say, this is crazy, taking your business to a place where you're only involved an hour a week is not something that is completely new. The first time I came across this concept was through Norm Brodsky, who owns City Storage, a big document management business in Brooklyn. He sold the business for about 100 million, and he was an ink columnist. He wrote the book, The Knack, The Street Smart Entrepreneur. Basically, Norm talked about being stuck on a desert island and having magic numbers that gave you the ability to understand at a glance what's going on in the business, what's working, what's not working, and what the hell you got to do about it. Norm, I think, had 5 magic numbers. Then along comes Tim Ferriss and talks about the 4-hour work week. A lot of people, I think, looked at Tim's work and thought, well, this is for folks who just want to work 4 hours and sort of float around the world. But Tim got to a point where he was very stressed and was able to sell the business for a huge amount of value. And the reason really is because you only had to work 4 hours a week. Somebody buying that business didn't need to learn what Tim was doing every day. Tim had automated the business to the point that it was easy to sell it. An investor who invested in one of our first businesses was able to come in and sit down with us, the leadership team and the other co-owners, and take a look at, on a weekly basis for 1 hour, what we had done the week before, what we planned to do this week, what was working, what was not working, and based on that information, was able to give us some advice on how to deal with some of the challenges we had to deal with. And then recently I came across this 1 hour phone call from John Nuremberg and on a business exit conference. And what John said that day, which was a week or two ago, got me really thinking. And he put this question to the audience, and it is this: what do you have to have in place, right? What do you have to have in place so that if you only have to work, or you only work 1 hour a week, and you speak to someone inside your business, and they know enough about the business to know what's working and what's not working, you get the sense of what's needed to fix that, and you can get that done through somebody else. Now, let me just repeat that, okay? So here's the idea. Working toward the 1 hour phone call or the 1 hour work week. What is it that would have to be in place in your business right now so that if you only have 1 hour a week, or you only wanted to work 1 hour a week, you could speak to somebody in your business, and in that hour, get a very clear picture and know enough about what's working in the business, what's not working in the business, and what's needed to fix it without you having to get involved. Could you do that? And what John was saying is that if you can answer this question, you can work towards this question, or at least towards answering this question, you're well on your way to creating an exceptionally valuable business. And again, I know what you're thinking. Get real, John. Who the hell's able to run a business on 1 hour a week? The reality is there are people out there able to do it. And the truth is you can work towards this. In a little bit, I'll share some of the fundamental things that you can do right now to start doing that. But this is the most fundamental change you've got to make as a business owner. And that is to separate yourself from the business and to start building something that runs without you. And if you can overchange this sort of mindset change, the shift in your head from being the owner, from being in control, to a business that is, to owning a business, to owning an asset, your business will probably get to its optimal value where you have acquirers knocking at your door. So if you can go from being the center of everything and being trapped in your business to being the person, or to a place where your business can run independently of you, and you could pick up the phone and check in once a week, listen to what's going right, listen to what's going wrong, and be in a position to solve those problems, you have a valuable business and you're going to start attracting acquirers. And you may not be ready to sell, you may not be in that place yet, but you'll certainly have a more fun business and a place where you actually want to go to work. So let's get practical for a minute. Businesses, where do you start? Well, basically businesses there are three key things here: systems, people, and leadership. Yep. Systems run your business, people run the systems, and you lead the people. Now, if you get that mixed up and you kind of have people before systems, you land up where you have some good people, some bad people, and your business goes up and down along with those things. So people come and go, and as they come and go, so does your business, and you're on a roller coaster ride. So it's really important that you get the systems first. And a good example is salespeople. In my own time, I've had great salespeople and I've had bad salespeople. So you go out and you lose your top salesperson and you try and hire a new salesperson. And the first mistake is that you don't have a hiring process in place, a process that connects your talent acquisition or hiring to your company values and to your culture. So you get somebody in and they don't kind of fit into the culture, and you're not performing optimally. So your whole sales machine falls apart. Not to mention the fact that you probably don't have a sales process in place that you can hand to that person so they can look at that sales process and just kind of crack on with things and get them done. So if systems run your business and your systems are stable and robust, then you just need to find the good people to put in to run those systems. I mean, another great analogy of this, and I think it comes from John, is if you imagine yourself a captain and you're the captain of a small fishing boat. I remember going out catching lobster with my father when I was younger, and the bloody motor on the boat kept conking out. So he'd pull out his tools and he'd adjust a few things and we'd restart it, and the motor worked, and we didn't have to dive into the ice cold Atlantic and swim back to shore, or if the oars worked, paddle back. You take that to a different level. If you're the captain of a tanker, a destroyer, an aircraft carrier, and you're down in the engine room with your tool belt on, trying to fix things, then there's something fundamentally wrong. So you need really good systems in place, and you need the people to run those systems. Now, bear with me. We're going to get to something super practical now. How do you create those systems? So most owners are really good at abdicating, like just go on and get it done. But we're not good at delegating. So it simply means that you tell somebody to go and do something, but you don't communicate properly what you want done. You don't give them the support they need. You don't describe your expectations. And what happens is that people don't properly evolve to do sort of exactly what you want done. So they don't evolve into the role and take the role over properly. And what you need to do is follow a process to help them to get there, to help them to go from go and get this done to here's your area of responsibility, and you can now start to kind of iterate on it and evolve it. And there's 5 steps here. Super simple, so let's get through them. Step number 1, explain to them what they need to do. Get out, that's what you need to do. Step number 2, have them repeat it back to you. Tell you exactly what they're going to go and do before they go off and do it, and then they can go and do it. Step number 3, once they've done the job, have them come back and create a standard operating procedure, a guideline on how the job's done, what they understood, what they learned, what they experienced. Step number 4, they hand that SOP over to you, that guide over to you, you review it, you take a look at it, you improve upon it. And step number 5, you take that standard operating procedure and you kind of put it into your business's DNA. That means that with any other reasonable person that you take on, that you hire according to your culture, they should be able to produce by going over that standard operating procedure. So recapping, systems run your business, people run those systems, and you lead your people. And if you want the right system, people and metrics in place, if you have the right systems, people and metric in place, you're a long way to owning a business that can run without you, a business that can thrive without you, and a business that you could realistically run on a 1-hour phone call. I mean, think about it. Private equity investors do. They hop in with the board once a month, or they get on a call once a week, as my investor did in my startup, 2 decades ago. And that becomes extremely attractive to a buyer, not to mention a great business for you to own. So thanks very much for watching. If you have any questions, put the questions in the chat below. Right now, I'm really looking for, if you could have a conversation with me for 2 minutes, the conversation with me or coffee with me, just give me 2 questions that you'd like answered about increasing the value of your business. And if you enjoyed this, please like it, share it, follow, subscribe, all those good things. And if you need some help, go over to letsgrowyourbusinessvalue.com. should be in the links. But let's grow your business value.com. Thanks. Have a great day.